The arrival. The colony's sensors first picked it up as a faint distortion on the edge of human-claimed space. At first, it looked like nothing more than a glinting fragment drifting through the void. But as the hours passed, it became clear. This was no ordinary asteroid or debris. It moved with purpose, adjusting its trajectory to hover near the orbital station above the settlement of Epsilon 7. Dr. Aria Soren stood on the observation deck, her breath fogging the glass despite the station's perfect climate controls. Scientists crowded around consoles, eyes darting from readings to each other in disbelief. "It's alive," muttered one technician, though the word felt inadequate. The object, if it could be called that, was smooth, reflective, almost fluid in appearance. It pulsed with a soft blue light, as though breathing. Then, unmistakably, a voice spoke, not through speakers, not through translation devices, but inside her mind. "I was a gift, human. Why haven't you held me yet?" Aria froze, the words echoing in her thoughts. She looked around. Her colleagues were staring at each other, unsure whether to speak or panic. Only she had heard it. Did anyone else hear that?" she asked. Silence. Then, a voice from the intercom, Commander Vane's sharp tone. "Maintain protocol. Do not approach. Keep distance. Scan, but do not touch." Aria felt an instinctive tug, a sense that this object, whatever it was, wanted to connect, and that she wanted it too. "It's trying to communicate," she whispered. "It's aware of us." The crew hesitated. Many species Aria had studied might have analyzed the situation scientifically, detachedly, and retreated. But humans had curiosity that refused to wait for permission. Hours passed, and the object pulsed in rhythm with some unknown cadence, sending bursts of thought into Aria's mind. She could feel emotions embedded within them. Patience, curiosity, a quiet longing. It was testing them, silently observing their reactions. Other species, she had learned from galactic records, had failed immediately. Machines first, then drones, then creatures of rigid logic. None had been allowed close. Aria took a deep breath. She stepped forward. The room's temperature seemed to shift as if acknowledging her movement. "I want to understand you," she said aloud, though the words felt inadequate. The voice replied again, softer this time, almost shyly. "Then come closer. Do not fear." Commander Vane's voice cut sharply through her headset. "Dr. Soren, step back. This is not a negotiation. It's containment." But Aria ignored him. She floated closer to the edge of the observation deck, staring at the gift in awe. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal, reflecting her own face and the stars beyond. For a moment, it seemed to hesitate, then pulsed brighter, almost in encouragement. "Why? Why am I the one who hears you?" she asked, heart racing. "You are not like the others," the voice replied, wrapping around her thoughts like a warm wind. "You are human. You choose differently." The word struck her. Humans were impulsive, yes, and often reckless, but they also had empathy, courage, and unpredictability. Traits that even the galaxy's most advanced species overlooked, underestimated. Perhaps it was those very traits that drew the gift's attention. Aria's hands hovered just above the translucent barrier that separated her from the object. It beckoned silently. Every instinct screamed caution, but something deeper, curiosity, connection, urged her onward. She could feel the energy pulsing through the air, a heartbeat that seemed both alien and familiar. Behind her, colleagues murmured, divided between fear and wonder. Commander Vane's orders echoed, but Aria's resolve was set. She reached forward slowly, deliberately, feeling as if time itself had stilled. The gift's pulse synchronized with her heartbeat, a silent acknowledgement. I want to hold you," she whispered. The object shimmered one last time before floating closer, reducing the distance between them. Its voice, now warm and intimate, seemed to sigh, "Then do not wait." And in that moment, Aria Soren understood something profound. Humans were being seen, not as tools, not as curiosities, but as beings capable of something other species could not comprehend. The test. The first night after the gift's arrival, the orbital station was alive with quiet tension. Scientists worked in hushed clusters, monitoring energy fluctuations, translating the subtle pulses of thought from the object. Military personnel maintained perimeter scans, uneasy in their confinement. Yet, Aria felt no fear, only anticipation. By dawn, the gift spoke again, its voice gentle but insistent. "Humans, prove you are worthy." The words echoed in Aria's mind like a challenge and a promise. The station's AI projected a series of simulations, scenarios that would test every species' logical, strategic, and ethical capabilities. First came the puzzle of the crystal labyrinth, a network of shifting corridors, each with a mechanism to release vital oxygen for a trapped group of drones. Non-human teams immediately attempted brute force. Machines calculated and recalculated, trying every combination in milliseconds. Other species deployed energy beams, attempting to break through walls. The labyrinth reconfigured itself, mocking every attempt. Failure was instantaneous. Humans, however, hesitated, not out of indecision, but observation. Aria and her team assessed the labyrinth, noting the patterns in its shifts. Instead of overpowering it, they worked collaboratively, communicating in subtle gestures and shared intuition. One engineer noticed a flicker in the walls, a sequence too rhythmic to be random. Together, the team manipulated the panels, guiding trapped drones to safety. The gift pulsed with approval. "You see, beyond mere calculation." Next came the ethical conundrum, a simulation in which two groups faced imminent danger. Resources could save one, but not both. Most species opted for self-preservation or prioritized those deemed more valuable. Humans paused, argued, and deliberated, weighing survival against morality. They devised a solution that minimized harm to all, using creativity rather than selfish instinct. The gift observed, fascinated. Aria felt its presence as a gentle warmth in her mind. "Why are you impressed by us?" she asked. "You choose empathy," it replied. "Logic alone cannot reach what your kind reaches naturally. You understand the value of life differently." But the tests were not limited to simulations. The gift introduced an unpredictable variable, a meteor fragment hurtling toward the station. Sensors indicated imminent collision. Military teams prepared automated interceptors. Alien observers assumed humans would follow protocol blindly. Aria and her team paused, assessing not only the fragment's trajectory but the collateral damage automated interception could cause. They improvised, combining engineering expertise with intuition. A carefully timed series of energy pulses nudged the fragment into a safe trajectory, preserving both the station and the nearby moons. The gift's pulse resonated strongly. "You adapt. You protect. You risk." Commander Vane, observing from the control room, frowned. "They are reckless," he muttered. "No species survives without following orders." But the gift whispered into Aria's mind again, its tone tinged with awe. "Reckless or remarkable. You choose differently, as you always do. You act with thought, heart, and courage." By the end of the day, the humans had not only survived every test but had excelled in ways the gift, and other species, could scarcely comprehend. While others relied on logic, strength, or predictability, humans brought creativity, moral reasoning, and compassion to the forefront. Every action, every decision, highlighted the traits that distinguished them. Aria lingered by the observation deck, the gift hovering just beyond the glass. Its pulsing light reflected in her eyes, synchronized with her heartbeat. "You see me, and yet you are still trying to understand me," it said softly. "I want to," she replied. "We want to, not just because we're curious, but because we care, because we can." The gift shimmered, as though smiling. "No other species has attempted this. Not with thought, not with heart. Perhaps you are the one I have been waiting for." Aria's chest tightened. For the first time, she truly understood what it meant to be human. Our curiosity, our compassion, our unpredictability were not weaknesses. They were the reason a mysterious being, billions of light years away, had chosen to test them at all. And deep inside, she felt the weight of something far greater than survival. Humanity was being watched, evaluated, and for the first time, it seemed the universe had noticed them in a way that promised both challenge and hope. The bond. Weeks passed, and the gift remained near the station, hovering silently yet impossibly close, as if tethered to human will alone. Its presence was calming, almost intimate, pulsing with a rhythm that matched the human's own. The crew had grown accustomed to its quiet scrutiny, but Aria knew it had not revealed its full purpose. It was not a passive observer. It was waiting, testing still, gauging humanity's depth. One evening, as the orbital station rotated gently around Epsilon 7, the gift spoke directly to Aria once more. You have proven your capability, your curiosity, your compassion. But there is more to see. Can you look beyond yourself, human? Aria floated toward the observation deck, her fingers brushing the cool glass as she regarded the gift shimmer. I want to understand, she whispered. I want to know what you've seen, what the others could not grasp. In response, the gift projected visions into her mind. Scenes of civilizations rising and falling, countless species reaching the edges of intelligence, only to collapse under pride, fear, or greed. It showed her worlds where predictable logic failed, where innovation without morality led to ruin. Humans had survived not because they were strongest, but because they chose differently. You see, the gift said, voice echoing softly in her thoughts. Your species does not always follow pattern. You bend, adapt, and care. These small choices make you exceptional. Aria shivered. It was one thing to hear the gift's praise. It was another to witness the galaxy's failures in vivid clarity. She felt the weight of responsibility settle over her. So, it's not just about survival, she asked. It's about what we do with the chance to live. Yes, the gift murmured. And yet, many will try to take me, to claim what you have earned. You must show that your species can protect what is precious without corrupting it. True to its words, the next challenge arrived within hours. Alien vessels, observing from a distance, breached the outer perimeter of human space, curious about the unusual activity near Epsilon 7. Some sought knowledge, others domination. The station's defense systems lit up in warning, shields humming under strain. Aria and her team sprang into action. While other species might have deployed raw power to repel intruders, humans used ingenuity. Energy diversions, stealth maneuvers, and calculated risks allowed them to defend the station while minimizing damage. They even created an improvised shield around the gift, protecting it without harming those outside. Every human decision emphasized cooperation, intelligence, and a moral code that other civilizations lacked. The gift pulsed, a vivid blue in acknowledgement. You do not dominate, you protect. You are alone later. Aria floated before it, her heart pounding. Why me? Why now? The gift shimmered like liquid light, a soft warmth flowing through her thoughts. I have watched many, many species. None understood me. None could act with what you call heart. But you are human. You are capable of choices others do not imagine. That is why I am here. That is why I have reached for you. Aria swallowed. You want me to hold you? Yes, the gift replied, almost shyly. Not as possession, but as trust. To understand and to bond. The words resonated deeper than any command or instruction. They were an invitation, a recognition of potential. Trembling slightly, Aria extended a hand. The gift floated closer, its surface rippling under her fingers like liquid metal warming to her touch. There was no fear, no resistance, only connection. For the first time, Aria understood the true meaning of the phrase, being seen, truly seen, for who you are. And in that shared stillness, she realized something extraordinary. Humans had earned this gift, not by force, not by calculation, but through empathy, courage, and the very unpredictability that other species dismissed as weakness. In her hands, the gift pulsed gently, as if acknowledging humanity's place in a wider, incomprehensible cosmos. From that moment, a bond was formed, not between master and tool, but between equals, united by trust and understanding. Aria knew the road ahead would be filled with tests, challenges, and threats, but for the first time, she felt a quiet certainty. Humans were capable of rising beyond expectations, capable of holding not only a gift, but the future of their species with integrity and heart. The awakening. The bond between Aria and the gift had become the pulse of the orbital station, an invisible thread connecting humans to something far greater than themselves. Word of the anomaly had spread across human space. Scientific teams, political leaders, and curious observers arrived cautiously, yet none could fully comprehend what they were witnessing. The gift remained, hovering gently, responsive only to human presence. One morning, as Aria floated before it, she felt a shift, a subtle, almost imperceptible vibration through the station structure. The gift spoke, its voice resonant with warmth and anticipation. You have protected, adapted, and chosen wisely. Now, you must demonstrate that you can wield knowledge responsibly. Before her, a cascade of information unfolded. Star charts, blueprints for technologies humans had only dreamed of, methods to harness energy on a scale previously unimaginable. Aria's mind raced, absorbing the data, understanding that the gift offered not only power but responsibility. Power without wisdom destroys, it whispered. Many civilizations failed because they took what they could, not what they should. Humans, will you use this to guide, not dominate? Aria's hands hovered over the consoles, fingers trembling. We will, she said, voice steady. We'll learn, and we'll teach. We'll protect, not exploit. That is who we are. Outside, other species watched, some with envy, others with fear. They could not fathom how humans could be trusted with such a gift. Machines might calculate, and warriors might strike, but humans understood choices, empathy, and consequence in ways that logic alone could never grasp. The first trial came unexpectedly. A star in a nearby system destabilized, threatening a chain reaction that could engulf multiple inhabited planets. Conventional fleets hesitated. Automated solutions would have destroyed resources indiscriminately. Aria and her team acted. Using the gift's knowledge, they calculated an intricate method to stabilize the star, employing energy fields and precision maneuvers that required intuition as much as calculation. Lives were saved, ecosystems preserved, and the gift pulsed with recognition. You adapt, even under impossible circumstances, it said softly. You understand that power is not for the taking, it is for the choosing. This is what separates you from the rest. Aria turned to her team, eyes bright. We've earned this, but owning is only the beginning. We must act responsibly every time, every decision, every choice matters. The gift shimmered, expanding slightly as if pleased. I was sent to observe, to test. But now, I am ready to share fully. You may touch the future, human. But remember, you must also guide it. A sense of awe settled over the station. Humans, who had once been overlooked, underestimated, or dismissed by countless alien civilizations, were now being entrusted with knowledge and opportunity beyond comprehension. And yet, the weight of responsibility grounded them. It was not just a gift, it was a challenge, a call to rise, not dominate. Weeks later, humans implemented the gift's knowledge thoughtfully. Energy crises on distant colonies were solved without exploitation. Exploration advanced without destroying ecosystems. Alliances were forged carefully, with trust and empathy as foundations. The galaxy began to notice that humans were different, not merely intelligent, but wise in ways other species struggled to grasp. Aria, standing once more before the gift, felt its presence like a heartbeat against her own. I was a gift, human. Why haven't you held me yet? It asked, repeating the first words that had resonated so long ago. I am holding you now, she replied, touching its smooth, luminous surface. Not as a possession, but as a promise. A promise to protect, to guide, to choose wisely. We are human, and this is our responsibility. The gift pulsed, radiating warmth through the station. "You are ready," it said. "The galaxy has watched. And now, you will show them what humanity truly is." In that quiet, luminous moment, Aria understood the full measure of humanity's potential. Courage, empathy, adaptability, and wisdom, these were not mere traits. They were a power unmatched in the galaxy. And with the gift as witness and guide, humanity's rise among the stars had truly begun. The future was no longer distant. It was theirs to hold, to shape, and to protect. Because humans were capable of seeing beyond fear, beyond logic, beyond expectation. Humans were extraordinary.